welcome to Two Girls, One Book Club. I almost want to say one podcast.
I know.
Thanks, Jude.
Yay!
He knows our thing too.
A book club. Yay! I love you, Jude. Yep. Two Girls, One Book Club. That's us.
A book club, yay!
A book club. Yay! What book are we doing?
Six Summers to Fall.
I like how it clicked as soon as I said what one are we
Yay!
doing, and we were in sync. I wasn't like being like, "What one are we doing, Raven?" Like
You're
I,
like,
I was
literally
like, I
can't
can't
remember the
remember because
name.
we are making a schedule in our cute little matching notebooks that Raven got us. We're gonna decorate them with stickers. But we just like went through and made it like a huge schedule. So my brain is a jumbled mess of what books we're doing. But today it is Six Summers to Fall, C.W. Farnsworth. I liked this one a lot, and it did bump down Like I Never Said until I reread Like I Never Said, and I was like,
Yes.
okay, just kidding. Like I Never Said, easily.
Top tier book.
For
easily.
sure. For sure.
So
That's
good.
like one that I'll read like a million times and still love it.
I know. You know what? One of these days we're gonna have to just have a conversation about how I deem which books are sacred and can't be highlighted and which ones.
Oh my gosh.
Are
That's
fine.
a TikTok. That's a TikTok right there.
I just don't even know. I just feel it. I see the book and I feel it.
Okay, all of my books are sacred. So the only ones that I like highlight are my Kindle ones. That's not a real book.
What if one day I just came over to your house while you weren't
Don't.
there and I was like, just one of them, and I just put it back and you would just not know.
Oh, I would know.
Nope, because it would be one of your hardcover ones with the dust jacket still on it. And
I
I'm just
don't
like,
own any of those. Well, okay, by Jeanette
Twilight.
McCurdy. Those all have dust jackets. Be gone. I don't keep the dust jackets. They are gone. Like when we got
kids like goodbye.
at work, I was like,
goodbye.
"Yeet, get out of here! You're useless. You're just
Oh my
obnoxious."
God.
I think Jeanette McCurdy's book still has it, but now I'm gonna go home and rip it off so you can't do that to it.
You know what I'm gonna do it to? Mist and Fury. I'm just gonna show up at your house. I'm just gonna be like, and then I'm just gonna highlight one sentence on one random page with a physical highlighter.
I
be the brightest
cry.
pink
I would cry.
that I could
Like,
find. It's just gonna
do
be
you
when
see
the
tears in my eyes.
It's just gonna be when she's talking to the cereal. It's like, you're mate, and she's like, what? And then I'm just gonna highlight when she goes to Reese and says, we're mates. Just that. I'm just gonna
'Cause
highlight
I
that
always
one
scream it.
sentence.
We're mates!
I'll be like,
We're made. Please don't ever do that to me. I'm so mean. I will highlight your Hunger Games book.
you will never borrow them.
I already did.
Well, you're not going to anymore because you have your own.
That's true. I do.
Okay, this one was so freaking cute though.
I read.
We decided I read this one first. I read this one, and then I read Like I Never Said, and then I fell down the rabbit hole that is C.W. Farnsworth and
She's
her
like
books.
read all of her books.
I think there's like 4 that I haven't read. I've read every other book. They're just so good, I just can't get over it. So
Would you like to do the synopsis? Or
I
would you
shall.
like me to do it?
I will. Well, you can never find it, so let me read you
Puppy.
what it is about.
I tried.
Okay.
How am I the one that like edits our podcast and I can't even do technology?
It's just like guessing. Okay,
Pretty
so
much.
ever since her younger sister's engagement was announced, Harper Williams has been dreading the wedding. What should be a joyous, sun-drenched affair is sure to be filled with plenty of awkward moments thanks to Harper's strained relationship with her only sibling.
Oh, me with my sister's wedding.
Awkwardness enhanced by the wedding's location, a lake in Maine swimming with painful memories of their late father. Running into Drew Halifax, her childhood crush, who grew up to be the golden boy of hockey, is a surprise. Not nearly as shocking as his offer to be her +1 is, though. She expects him to back out. He shows up. She's looking for a distraction from the past. He's killing time until his season starts and he can chase the championship. She's guarded yet outgoing. He's easygoing yet focused. They hardly know each other until 1 week of sharing secrets, pretending to be in love, and sleeping in the same bed changes everything. Feelings that were supposed to be fake start to feel very real. Problem is, neither of them are looking for a relationship. At most, they're meant to be a summer fling, definitely not a happily ever after. But when it comes to falling, you have no control. Once you start, it's impossible to stop, and sometimes it takes 6 summers.
I think I asked this when we did the deal, but would you ever fake date someone?
I did fake date someone when
Did
I was
you
a
really?
freshman. Yes!
I don't think you mentioned that when we did the
never-
deal.
No, I didn't. I forgot till just now. Okay, let me tell you all my story.
Please do.
So, I had this friend. His name was Jevin. And if you ever
Did
listen...
you say Devin or Jevin?
You heard me. I said Jevin. Jevan.
That's not a name!
It was his. And, and so we became friends in 7th grade. That's when he transferred to the middle school. And then his parents, who I love,
I don't.
You don't
They
know.
named their kid Jevin.
One
That's
thing,
not a
that's this
name.
one.
Anyways, so he and I were friends, and like I wasn't allowed to date till I was 16. Okay, like those were the rules in our house, right? Oops. But come freshman year, we're all still at the middle school, and most of us have been there together for several years. Some of us since elementary school. Jevin transferred there in 7th grade, I believe.
Stop saying his name.
And we became really good friends. And his parents, both his parents are, because it was like a charter middle school,
Right.
all of the teams that we played against for soccer were co-ed.
Mm-hmm.
So like volleyball was co-ed, basketball was separate, and soccer was co-ed. So both of his parents were the soccer coaches, and they were really sweet. We loved them. And like our whole family would go over to his family's house for dinner. Like our families were friends. So then freshman year, 8th grade year, we had this friend, and she really liked Jevin. Jevin didn't like her, but it just got to the point where like she was constantly like ignoring everybody just to talk to him, and they'd be like, like it got real fake real fast and stuff. And Jevin and I were friends, and he was like, she thinks like I want to be with her, and I don't want to lead her on. So then he was like, would you pretend to be my fake, like to fake us be in a relationship, fake date me, whatever. And we're in 8th grade at this point, so
Right.
that she will stop like trying to get with me, and you know, like I just don't feel that way about her. And I was like, well, I'm not allowed to date. So he, I guess, had complained about this girl a couple times to his mom, and then his mom and my mom talked, and my mom was like, sure, fine, whatever. And she was like, as long as you're not actually dating. I was like, I do not feel that way about him, so no, it's not real dating.
Yeah.
But then, so then we started fake dating, and the friend was pissed. She was so mad at both of us. And I was like, well, apparently it's the only way to get you to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Like if the guy obviously isn't interested, stop pushing it, right?
Right.
I mean, if anybody's not interested, stop pushing it.
Yeah.
So then he started to think that like it was real. So then it was like he wanted to hold my hand, and then he would get mad. And he knew I liked this other boy that was our friend, and he would get mad when I would like want to go talk to the other guy, or I'd want to do warm up drills with him instead or stuff. So he just started to take it way too seriously, and then he so then his mom again talked to my mom, I believe, and it was like he had told his mom that I was taking it too seriously. So then we had to like pretend break up, but then it felt like a real awkward breakup,
Yeah.
because then it was like I thought he was taking it too seriously, but then he thought that I was acting like we were in a real relationship, and I was like, no. So then we went to Lagoon at the end of 8th grade, and I was supposed to be so sad that we broke up, right? And the boy I liked held my hand the whole time we were at Lagoon, and then at the end when we got back, he goes, will you be my girlfriend? And then I had to awkwardly tell him that everything with Jevin had been fake, and Wyatt had been fake, and that I couldn't really date him, but then we ended up dating anyway freshman year until he broke my poor little heart. But
I've never fake dated anybody, but also like I had crushes when I was in like 7th, 8th, 9th grade, but like I was too scared to talk to them. Like there was this one guy, his name's Spencer. I'll say his name, I don't care. I can't remember if he was a junior or a senior when I was a freshman. All I know is like skater boy. Had the hots for him. Like such a gorgeous boy. But so like I don't know about like other schools or whatever, but like for some reason, like, it was like this group of, like, boys, skater boys. They were all friends. For some reason, shoelaces
Mama,
were their belts, right?
Okay, and now it's back in style.
This is you.
That's weird.
This is you.
But, like, I remember he was like,
See?
oh, my shoelace belt broke. And I looked at my shoe and I was like,
This.
thinking, I was
I
like, oh,
got
should I untie my shoe and give you my shoelace?
See?
I
It's a
didn't.
puppy.
But I remember, I sound like such a creep. Like, I knew where his locker was.
Right.
And
Okay,
so,
well, I
like-
thought you were gonna say you knew where his home was, and I was like,
Hey.
That is
Okay,
kinda creepy.
you know what's weird, though,
Did you
is, like,
date
did I date him?
no, I said that you did. Like, you did
Oh,
not wear
no.
his.
I wish I did. No, so years, not years, that many years. Well, maybe, let's see, 4 years later, I ended up at a party at his house.
No.
Because a girl I worked with was married or dating his brother. I don't know. She knew them somehow. And she was trying to set me up with, like, their friend, right? So I go to this party, and he's not even there. Luckily, a kid that I've known, like, my entire life and briefly had a crush on in 8th grade was there, and so I felt, like, not as awkward. As, like, so I played, like, beer pong with him and stuff, and, like, around the time I was getting ready to leave, he showed up.
Right.
And I was like, you know what, screw you, I'm going home. But they're like, yeah, you can just, like, crash here. I was like, I am not.
Like, I must leave.
I am going home now. Thank you for, like, the worst, like, date of my life. Like, nice of you to show up at, like, 11 o'clock at night. I'm like,
Right.
cool, bro. No, I'm leaving. But it all worked out because he ended up on, like, heroin.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was, like, dodged a bullet there. But, yeah, never fake dated anybody. And also, I'm always too big of a baby to, like, make the first move. I'm like,
Like, you want to kiss me? You do it.
right, like, you wanna hug, like, you have to, like, verbally tell me that you like me, 'cause I
No
don't pick up
cow on
those-
social cues.
not those ones.
So I could just be like this.
And I
That was
just be
like
like,
your boob, and just like,
okay,
like
and
yes, that was just her upper chest.
It
not
was.
her actual boob.
I don't have those, as we've discussed in every podcast episode. Boobs? Where? None.
I like that you go none clear up here.
None. Nothing. Anyways, back to the book. Okay, so we have, what is her name? I want to call her Harper. That's not her
Harper.
name. Is it?
Yeah.
Because we did another one that has Harper. We're decorating our notebooks, by the way. So we're doing stickers. We have Harper and, what is his name?
His name, ma'am, is Drew.
Drew. So we have Harper and Drew.
And Drew.
I almost said Jude because I just said
Harper
my son's
and
name. He's
Jude.
here. He's present as always. And they grew up at these lake houses together, like both their parents.
During the summer.
Yeah,
It's
during
not
the
during the
summers.
school year.
Well, yeah, it's in Maine.
Duh.
But Harper is back at her family's lake house.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah,
Before
it's
she
like-
goes to her sister's wedding, because her sister's wedding isn't far from
It's like a couple of days.
the lake
bef-
house.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
so,
yeah, it's like a couple hours away, and she goes for a few days before.
yeah.
She used to be there.
because her mom is selling the lake house,
Right.
and she
And-
wants to go back because
Because her
Dad
killed
unalived
himself
there, and she wanted to go back before they sold it. I guess I could
and
never.
she also, with her sister's wedding, it's like a week long of festivities. So the whole, I think it's just the bridal party.
That's such a long time
I know,
for a
right?
wedding.
The bridal party has to be there beforehand.
Yeah.
And so she is just doing this on a detour because she don't want to go as early type thing to it,
You know,
which is understandable.
But so she stops there and she runs into Drew at the grocery store.
At the grocery store.
She's like soaking wet because she walks there in the rain.
in the rain.
That's okay. I do that too. I'll be like, I don't care. I got drenched in Colorado at the park.
That's
Like
probably-
literally, and I was wearing a white shirt, Raven.
Of course. you
Of course,
were.
that happened to me at the lakes.
Oh, did it?
Walking, pouring rain. I'm in a white shirt. I'm like, maybe I just need to stop wearing white.
Apparently.
Just stick to black as always.
Black.
Even though I am wearing a white shirt today. I have my black
It doesn't
hoodie
even
on.
look like you're wearing a shirt. It just tattoo.
Haha, now you can see nothing. Anyway, so she runs into him in the grocery store. They go back to their houses
Because they're right next
to each
door.
other. They end up going back to her house
And
getting drunk. They are drinking on the little porch swing or whatever,
Right.
and just talking. And he ends up staying the night, and she kind of like freaks out.
Right.
She's like, did we? And he was like, no, we did not. Okay, this. I have to backtrack a little bit because she like turns off her windshield wiper blades and they just stop in the middle of the windshield, and she's like, I just leave it. And I was like, absolutely not. Fix it. I literally said absolutely not. I'd have to fix them.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, this part also bugged me. She's at the grocery store and she's talking about how water drips. It's like dripping from her soaked clothes
Right.
onto like her fading like pedicure, right?
Yes.
But then she is talking about how she's standing there in a faded t-shirt that's possibly see-through, muddy sneakers, and wet hair. I'm like, girl, what kind of shoes are you wearing? I'm like, how can you see your pedicure if you're wearing sneakers?
She just knows in her heart and soul.
Wrong.
That is.
So that really bugged me.
I liked at the beginning. I thought this was probably one of my favorite.
I like when
CW
he
Farnsworth.
because he plays in Seattle, and I was like, does he play for the Krakens?
Yes. Right. But I liked the beginning of the book. It's like we're in a chapter for his point of view, and he says, "Up until last night, I hadn't seen Harper Williams in 10 years. Her love life, anything about her life, is none of my damn business. So what if I thought she was hot in high school and she's gorgeous now? It doesn't matter that she intrigued me then and fascinates me now." And I was like, I like that because then we get to see that, like, his, that, we see from the beginning that, like, he does like her.
Yeah.
Or, like, he did in high school, which is important throughout the book. Because then we learn later, like, she had feelings for him, but then her sister kind of meddled because her sister liked him and whatever. So her sister, like, lies about what,
See, I have one of those.
about something that had happened between,
I hope she doesn't listen to our podcast. I don't think she knows.
between them. And when in reality, nothing had happened between Harper's sister and Drew.
Right.
But her sister had just lied about it. But you don't find that out till later in the
Yeah.
book. But I don't know. I like these ones where it's like they've known each other and then they both had feelings, and then it's like, but they've never acted on
Right.
them because of one thing or another. And then it's like, oh, wait, you had feelings for me? And it's like, how? How could you have had feelings for me? Like, I am just this ordinary person. You know.
See, here's the thing: is I've had crushes on guys before. They ended up just liking my sister instead of me.
Aww.
So I remember when me and Eric started dating, I made sure he didn't meet my sister for a while.
What? What did you say?
When me and Eric started dating, I made sure he didn't meet my sister for a while.
It's like, you will not date my sister.
Yeah, I was like, you can't like her.
Well, my sister was 16 when Brian and I met, so that wasn't going to happen.
Well, me and my sister are not quite a year apart. So,
That's true.
there is that. But, but I get that. I'm like, yeah, I have one of those.
I don't know. I really like the story. I mean, I like the fake dating ones, but it also had some other tropes that I really liked, where it's like sort of friends to lovers, but also they have one bed that they have to share because they're sharing a room when they get up to all of her sister's stuff.
Because they're dating.
Because they're dating, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like,
You got a one bed trope, friends to lovers, fake dating.
And I'm like,
At least there's not an accidental pregnancy.
no.
Thank goodness. Those I hate those. I
I
think
know
we
you
talked
do.
about that in a. Did we make a TikTok of that?
Or
did we talk about-
No, we just talked about it, you and me.
I like the end,
I like this part when they're
but you can guess why.
probably. But I like this part. He says, impossibly, Harper's smile brightens, and I somehow just know the way I know my name, and that Dr. Pepper is and that Dr. Pepper is superior to other sodas, and the right second to shoot the puck, that Harper Williams beaming at me while sitting in a canoe is a sight I'll never forget. I was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, let's see. What chapter is that in? I'm still like beginning.
Chapter 7.
Oh, they're talking about like hiking, and she's like, good things, I'm not really athletic. And I was like, me neither, but like, I don't know if I would really count. Like, I get it's like a workout, but like, it's not a sport.
No.
I can hike pretty easily. I've been on some pretty fun ones. I need to take you on one. We should go on a hike.
We'll take our doggies.
I know, well, I don't know if dogs could do this one. Because it's like Rocky Mouth Trail, Rocky Mouth Waterfall. Have you been to that one?
I don't think
it's like super easy. We took Evan and Ellie, so we should go on that one. We went in October, and it was so nice. Okay, I liked this one too. I don't want him to leave. As someone very comfortable with being alone, it's a terrifying thought. And I was like, indeed it is. But I also like being alone, so like I get it.
Right.
My default setting is staying detached. It's not intentional. I'm just good at it. And I'm like, again, I feel that, Harper.
Right. Okay, I
got mad when he called her Sunshine, and I was like, not another cheesy nickname. Please stop.
I like this part. So they are, they're talking about, let me see, where was it? Oh, they're talking about her dad, and she, like, starts to cry, and she says sorry, and he, like, gives her a hug, and then he admits to her that, like, a guy he played with in college also committed suicide, and that he says, it's a tragedy, Harper, and tragedies never make any sense. They're just weights we have to live with. And so then they're just talking, and then she asks him, she goes, are you going to kiss me? And he says, depends on what? Or he says, depends. She says, depends on what? He goes, is it part of this fake date to the wedding thing, or is it just us? He doesn't wait for a response, probably because the answer's written all over my face. There's no one to see this. Whatever we say here, whatever we do, is a secret between us. And then they are making out, and she goes, unsurprisingly, he's a good kisser. But then she says, I lose myself in Drew, and it feels like being found. And then she says, I'm thinking everything about that kiss, because it felt extraordinary, not normal. It felt like a beginning, like a world record, like a final first kiss, and I've never ever thought that before. I was like, dang.
She's like, but I'm known for being secretive when I should be open. I was like, is she a Scorpio? Probably. She gives Scorpio vibes.
I liked this part. So then they've slept together at this point, and he's just like walking her.
I remember that part because I was like, angry purple color, what's wrong with it?
I don't understand.
Anyways,
oh gosh. Anyways.
Is that the same part?
No, I'm in chapter 14.
Oh, okay. Just before that, though, he's like, we don't have to do anything, he tells me. Like, the gentleman I don't want him to be.
Oh, yes.
I said, leave that shit behind. Treat me like a slut. LOL. Oh, my gosh. Raven's mom, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, this part made me laugh. My own highlight. Again, it's a few pages before your thing, but it's like, something tightens in my chest as she pulses against my hand, urging me on, and I realize it's for me. That she's reacting like this for me, and I'm like, who else would it be for? It's just you two. I'm like, what?
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
And then so then after Ashley's thing, they sleep together, and he goes,
oh, I have that highlighted too, that pretending Harper is.
Hold on, I'm going to read the parts before it.
Okay.
But he goes, more sex isn't all I crave from her, though. I also want this. Listening to her hum in the bathroom, talking to her, being around her, soaking up her presence, that, no matter what she says, feels like my personal brand of sunshine. I allow myself to consider the possibility that maybe this isn't a normal thing at all, that this isn't good chemistry or teenage fantasies or an escape from reality, that maybe it's a Harper thing, that maybe it won't wane after I leave, that she's going to complicate my life in a way I've never experienced before and I don't even care. That pretending around Harper is this easy because I'm falling for her for real. And I was like, oh.
I highlighted that last part too, so I was like, that's adorable.
Right?
I really just said cute. This part made me laugh. It's like a few pages after that. He's like talking about like going on a run or something, I don't know, but she's like, what, why? Just go for your run if you're not gonna go down on me. And I put, hold on, my notes always make me laugh, especially when I go back and read them. I was like, we love a girl who knows what she wants. And then let's see, a sip of coffee flavored with oat milk and no sugar. There were multiple mornings this week when I made my coffee in front of Drew, usually right after he returned from his run, and I just dragged myself out of bed. But I didn't think he was paying attention, and I was like, all I ever wanted, somebody just remember the coffee that I want, which is also sometimes confusing because I do change it up. I'm sorry.
That's
A seasonal drinks, dude.
Yes.
But most of the time, oat milk, shaken brown sugar, oat milk. I don't even
Oat
know.
milk shake.
Exactly. No, it's the
Get your brown sugar.
the brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso. That's what it is. That's my go-to. Or you can always, a safe bet is always a dirty chai, which is just a chai latte.
Black
with espresso.
coffee. No creamer, no sugar.
Never.
Ice.
Never. Absolutely not. Oh yeah, he's got his. Have you ever seen Daniel Tiger? Like the kids show Daniel Tiger.
I think so.
Because his ex-girlfriend's name is Katerina, and I was like, that's a stupid name, meow meow. Because Katerina and Daniel Tiger always says something, then she goes meow meow, and I'm like, I hate you. But he's got her cat. He's got his ex's cat.
Daniel Tiger?
Yep. Drew!
Oh, yes. I was so confused. I was like, what? I was like, I don't know why that's relevant, but thanks for telling me.
Oh gosh. This made me laugh. He's got the investment banker vibe going for him. Tailored suit, neatly trimmed beard, expensive haircut, confident but not pompous. There are laugh lines crinkling the corners of his brown eyes as he smiles at me. And I was like, I bet he's into BDSM. I just assume if you're an investment. Oh, his name is Christian.
Gray.
Because she gets set up on a date.
Right.
Sorry, I'm like jumping ahead, but like.
I like
my notes
this
make me
part.
laugh.
He said, she goes to his game, wears his jersey, and he goes, at this point in my career, I've seen hundreds of people wear my jersey, maybe thousands, but this feels different. This is the person I could see taking my last name, not just wearing
I highlighted
it.
that too.
It was so sweet.
Adorable. There's a lot more I'd like to say about it. Do to her while she's wearing it.
Yep.
Of course, you're like, all the cute stuff, and I'm like, I have the cute stuff, but
Like, let me tell you all the dirty
all the
stuff.
fun stuff. Hardcore cutesy stuff.
The fun stuff.
The fun stuff.
And then,
Oh, I like this part. I'm falling in love with you.
okay, yeah.
Good, I've been falling for a while, baby. I was like,
Yes!
oh,
That was so sweet. I was like,
I'm not crying. My eyeball just itches. You
It
guys.
made her cry. It was just so sweet.
I cried at the end of the book. It really
Yes.
was. It was so cute. I don't cry a lot.
I liked this part. This part was kind of heartbreaking, but also sweet. So she is talking to her sister, and she's going to visit her dad's grave, and her mom is there, and they're talking, and then her mom's like, how are you? How have you been? She says, I'm okay. Like, I haven't seen Drew in a while. That's been hard. And her mom says, I remember the day Amelia came, which is her sister, Amelia, came to my office and asked if she could go out on the Halifax's boat. I thought nothing of it, really. I was relieved Amelia looked excited. Happy I wouldn't have to feel guilty for working on the Falcone murder instead of spending time with you girls. But she looks away off at the rows of gravestones. I still remember mentioning it to Paul. I said something about how Drew seemed like a sensible boy and how I was happy he was who Amelia was choosing to spend time with. I even joked he'd make a good son-in-law, and your father, he said, not unless Harper figures a few things out. I didn't think about it again until I saw you two together and realized he's been gone 11 years and he still knew you better than I do. I was like, oh. And
She was more close with her dad than she was
yeah,
with her mom.
and Harper's also like writing a book, but she doesn't tell people.
Anybody. She works in the music
Are
industry.
these for me?
No. Unless you want one.
You
I
gave
gave
me
you a happy camper.
one.
Yeah, it's over there.
Oh, I couldn't find it. Right, and I'm like, oh, and it was cute. So I like that because then she and her mom,
They don't have a good relationship, really. She does like
No.
she's estranged from like her mom and her sister.
And
she
her
lives
sister.
in New York.
right.
I think they still live in Maine.
So yeah, she and her mom just don't have a good relationship. She doesn't have a good relationship with her sister. Like Ash said, she was always closer to her dad, and then her dad dies, and that is, which is also partially why she just was like kind of avoiding her sister's wedding stuff, is because she was like just not wanting to go be there and just, I guess, essentially be like judged and stuff,
Which, like, fair.
right? So then her mom tells her that like she's going to, so then her mom takes her to the airport so that she could go spend the weekend with Drew, which I just thought was really sweet because it's like her mom's birthday and that's why they're together and stuff. And I just thought it was really cute. So then I liked this part. So she
Doesn't she, like, surprise him at his game?
yes,
or-
so she so she goes to his game and yeah, she does surprise him. And so, well, I just thought it was funny because they go into, her mom's remarried, right? And so they go into, no, her mom's not remarried. Simon is her new brother-in-law. And her mom,
I thought her mom...
no, her mom is remarried to Simon. And so she goes in to like their house and she just starts yelling at him and she goes, "Where's the travel credit card?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "I need it right now." And then or Simon's like, "Is everything okay?" And Harper just says, she wants to ship me to Washington. And Amelia was like, "You're gonna go see him," and then you're like, "Oh, there's a plane leaving in 53 minutes," and she's like thinking that it's 20 minutes to the nearest airport. She starts to say, "I'm never gonna make it," and your mom just yells, "Book it! I found the travel credit card!" And then her mom's just like ignoring her as she's trying to talk, and her mom's just like, "Simon, pull the car out of the garage. Amelia, get her bag. I told Simon to put her in the sailboat room." And then she's getting pulled to the front door. Her ticket is bought. They're all in the car, and she's driving to the airport. And
So that she can go be with her man.
right, and it's so cute.
Will you drive me to the airport?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not going anywhere, but... You want to just drive me to the airport just
I'll
to go?
drop you off.
Wait, weren't we gonna... Oh, we were talking about, like, going there to, like, ride the moving
Oh,
sidewalks.
the moving sidewalks. Yes, I was like, we did talk about it. And what were we gonna do? I couldn't remember.
Oh, because we were going to try to go on them backwards.
Yes.
I'll do it.
So, well, and I forgot this part, but they're kind of like Drew and Harper kind of fighting, and that's why they like, just because it's that the long distance thing has been so hard. So I mean, they're not really fighting, I guess, but it's been hard, and I think it's been harder than either of them thought. And so Drew sends her a text message because they haven't really talked. And
Well, I mean, it's long distance, but also they're on different sides of the country.
right. And
And
also
he's
it's
busy.
so new because her sister got married, like, wasn't it in the summer or something? Like, end of
Obviously.
End
It's
of the
called
summer?
6 summers to
Shut
fall.
your filthy mudblood mouth.
Take it back.
I don't. So, anyways, Drew texts her and I was like, "I'm almost home. If you can talk tonight," and she just responds to him and is like, "Real busy. How about tomorrow?" And so he's like all disappointed. They show up to his house and his friend, they're like driving together, and his friend like nudges him, and she's there. Like she's in the lobby of the building, and so they go up to his place, obviously. And they're just like just so happy to see each other. And and they're like, I've never missed. They're like, I miss you so much. And he says, I've never hated living here more because he's living in Seattle. And she says, it will always be okay. And then he's just like, the 3 words are right there, words I've never said, but I'm completely certain of.
He's never said that
No,
to anyone.
like to everybody. And I'm
Me
like,
neither.
Aww. I say it to me.
I say it to you. I have said it to you.
Yeah. And then it's like, I smile at the sight of her sitting in my kitchen wearing my shirt. Part of me can't believe she's here. All of me hates how soon she'll be gone. I'm like, oh. So then, and she never lets anybody read her books, right? She lets him read it. And
Dude, that's me. I don't let anybody read what I
and
write.
I just thought it was sweet because he's like, do you know who would really, really love this book? And she goes, who? And he says, your dad. And I was like, oh.
Adorable.
And then she's just like, then he like quotes it. And she's like, in the ending it made sense. And he goes, it made sense, but it didn't make sense. And she says, he gets it. And it's a special feeling, like fireworks and stardust and coziness.
Cute.
And I was like, oh. And so I thought it was really sweet. And then he's like, did you read the dedication? She says, did you read the dedication? What dedication? Last page. And he goes, I read the last. He freezes, staring at the screen. I gnaw on my bottom lip, second guessing my choice to say this way. I stand and walk over to him. I do. Love you. Drew blinks, the first sign of life since he read the dedication. I put it at the very end. Past the end, watching him read the whole book before he saw it. I fell in love with you during your dance routine to that Spice Girls song, he tells me. And then again when I saw you in that pink bikini, when you dropped that line, when we kissed for the first time, when you caught that fish, when we danced at Amelia's wedding, when you showed up at my game wearing my jersey, and I'll fall in love with you 1,000 more times. And I was like, aww. And it was, I really liked that part. I was like, that was so cute.
I think this is in the epilogue. I have like 8 million things open. Because it talks about like mental illness. Actually, this
Right.
is before what you put, where it says mental illness is confusing and debilitating for those who suffer from it and for those who love those who do. And this fiction is my attempt to reclaim that uncertainty, I guess, to say it doesn't make sense and it's awful, to craft some type of narrative that makes sense of the insensible. And I was like, exactly.
Yes.
Like, and that's like, I think in her dedication, because this is Harper talking
Right.
about this in her book. But it is like confusing, and I like that this book like touches on like mental illness.
Right.
It never says like exactly
No.
like what like her dad
Like,
struggled with.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't touch on that
It just
much.
talks about how he died. Wasn't she the one that found him?
I actually highlighted a part. Let me find it really quick. So, Amelia is talking about, like, Amelia and Harper are talking, and she never told her husband Lincoln that Simon was their dad.
Oh.
He just assumed.
Right, wasn't
And
their dad?
Harper
Yeah.
gets mad. She's like, he can assume whatever he wants. Is that what Theo's brother thinks too? His parents.
Right.
And Amelia said it was just easier. And Harper's like, right, Dad's death was just an inconvenience. And Amelia's like, that is not what I said. You always do this. Do what? Twist everything I say. This is the first time I've heard you mention Dad in over a year. Amelia, how could I possibly twist that? It's a fact. Do you remember going to that mountain with Mom and Dad? And she's like shocked that her sister remembers. Not really. But I saw our names written on the post, so I realized we'd been. Amelia nods, expecting the answer. I remember, you know what else I remember? You leaving after dinner to sleep over at Indy Wilson's next door. Dad disappeared right after you did. Mom and I sat up half the night waiting for him. When he got back, he said he lost track of time. Hours. He'd been missing for hours. You were always gone when it happened, off with friends or boys or doing who knows what. And Dad lit up around you. You were his favorite person. I know he loved Mom and me, but he hid the darkness from you, Harper. And I know you think Mom and I are heartless monsters for how we acted after he died. You've made that clear. But what were we supposed to do? Climb into bed and hide from the world? What would that have changed? Mom was trying to be strong for us. I was trying to be strong for her. And Harper's like, I'm weak because I grieved. Is that what you're telling me, Amelia? And she's like, no, Harper, this is what I mean about you twisting everything. I'm not calling you weak. I'm just trying to explain because you never listened. You wanted to be the one who grieved the most, and you wanted to do it your way. With sullen silences and always wondering what Dad would do or say if he was still here. And Amelia didn't want to have her wedding there, but she did it as a way to include their dad. But, like,
Right.
Harper never, like Amelia said, Harper never witnessed their dad's depression.
No.
So whenever Harper was gone is kind of when he'd fall into those depressive moves and just be gone, you know?
Exactly.
And so, I just thought that was interesting to put in there because you just wouldn't think, like, while reading the book that that Amelia or their mom actually cared.
Right, because it's kind of portrayed that, like, they really don't care at all.
Yeah,
type
but
thing.
it's like they did care. They're just the ones that actually witnessed it, like, happening in Harper Williams.
Yeah.
And then the very end of the book, he says, I love you, Harper Williams. I want everything with you, the wedding and the kids and a house on this lake. Will you marry me?
Yeah.
I want a house on the lakes, but, like, our lakes in Daybreak was my favorite place.
Where you're going to pay $300,000 for a yard.
Sticker.
Not even a house.
Oh, I was going to say,
$3.2 million.
those are $1 million houses.
Yeah, I meant just for a yard.
Yeah.
Not even a house.
Yeah,
just a yard.
the yard.
Yeah.
And then the very last thing, it took us 6 summers to fall, and at the end was this, a lifetime of love, and I literally teared up
love
at the end of
that.
that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute.
It was so cute. I love that. I really like this book. This was my first C.W. Farnsworth book that I read. So I read this one, and then I read Like I Never Said, and I just have
This
not
was the
stopped
second one because
reading
I've
them.
read Like I Never Said,
Yeah.
and then this, and I'm currently reading Flyby, as I had mentioned earlier.
So good.
I'm working on that one. The only thing that really bugs me about that is there are no chapters. It's like one continuous thing, and I'm just like, how am I supposed to know when to stop?
You
I guess you
never
just don't.
stop.
It is only like 200 and something pages, right?
Yes. Yeah. I like this book. What would you rate this book?
Like a 9.5.
I was thinking out of 5 and you went 9. And I
Oh,
was like,
out of
okay,
5,
yeah.
4.5.
4.5, yes.
4.5.
I really like
Because
this.
I don't know, I wouldn't classify this as an insta love. Like, I know that they both liked each other in the past, but it's not like they're like, okay, I love you,
Right.
because they've known each other for a long time.
They've known each other, yeah.
Well,
I really, really liked this one.
Okay, what did you rate it then?
I probably a 5.
Probably.
I had no
I
issues
made
with
both
it.
stickers.
Should we show our YouTubers our little notebooks before we wrap up the podcast?
Yes. Okay, show us yours.
Okay, I want to save the front for last because
Okay.
I think I like it the most. I don't know. Here's the back. The lighting is terrible. Okay, we got. It's a yellow theme. There we go. It's all yellow. This says "You Are My Sunshine." This is a lemon. This is a. There we go. I think I can't see now. You're blocking the thing where so now we can't see ourselves. Okay, hold on. Oh gosh. Okay. There we go. You Are My Sunshine. A cute little dandelion. This says smile. That's a lemon. It's all yellow. We'll just cover that one. I just needed something to go there. This is another lemon. Some yellow sunglasses. Happy camper. Am I a happy camper? I don't know. Did I decorate? Oh yeah. These ones are just kind of random. My office one. That's what she said. Strong female lead. Lead? Yeah. Lead.
A wave.
No bad vibes.
Try.
Good God lemon. That one's just funny.
Oh.
LOL. Oh, this one's a fun one too. Dwight, you intelligent man, also from The Office. Choose happy. This one says, never underestimate the power of a girl with a book. Exactly. Never
Yeah.
underestimate us. And then the front. Yikes. Antisocial book club. That's Dwight is a beat. Kevin from The Office. I have very little patience for stupidity. My Hocus Pocus one. And then I really liked this quote. I do not like Colleen Hoover. I think she sucks. But she's not the kind of girl you choose your battles for. She's the kind of girl you fight to the death for. And I was like, exactly. you know, if he doesn't fight to the death for me, I don't want him. That's why we love Cassian.
If he is
Lord
not
of
mean
Bloodshed.
to her.
Or Lord of Bloodshed. I don't want him.
Bloodshed.
I
She
don't
doesn't want
him.
Okay, this is the back line. Okay, so it says all you need is Jesus and pumpkin spice. This is just a bike with wheels. This is Hocus Pocus. This one
They're
says
lemon wheels.
lemon wheels. Sorry. This is Jim from The Office, and it says, "I mean, I'm not a slut, but who knows." Then this is just a son, and this one is a J.K. Rowling quote. It says, "Anything's possible if you've got enough nerve." And then I have this nice son. This is Dwight as a beat. This says yikes. This one says, also from The Office, "You're a professional idiot." And this one up here is Prison Mike.
The worst part about prison was
the Dementors. Okay. Mike, as I now say Mike because of Prison Mike, no. Oh, this one is what it says, me watching any episode of The Office besides Scott's Tots. Me watching Scott's Tots. I sometimes can't even watch it. Then this is them. And this one says, "That's what she said." It's nice jellyfish. And then I have, "You crock me up." Belle says, "Book nerd." This is Michael Scott on a swing. And then, I have this turtle. Happy Camper 111. Don't forget the happy thoughts, positive energy. This one I got from Girls Camp. And then these are all my book ones. I put them all on the front so that I can see it. So, in love with my book collection. Tea time, romance reader, books of my love language, HEA, or I'm out. Because,
Most of those, except for Tea Time, are for me.
yes, because I don't read books that are not happily ever after.
I do.
It just makes me too sad. And then reading Queen and Happiest when reading. So those are our little notebooks that we now have like our schedules for.
I like to cry when I read. Who's calling
Yes.
me?
Ellie?
Evan's middle school.
Why? So
I
anyway,
don't know.
those are what we decorated. Those were our thoughts on this book. If you're listening to us on Spotify, you go check out our YouTube or our TikTok to see these. Then we're gonna use these for like notes we come up with, or questions for books, schedules,
Just
books we
podcast
want to read,
things.
just whatever,
You know?
just whatever.
Oh, I was gonna work out today, but I'm just not.
Sorry, Cal, I gotta go clean up my backyard. So break it back. Vacuum my yard now. Mow the lawn.
You know, sometimes you should just do that to show up your crackhead neighbors. Assert dominance of who is the
You
craziest.
start vacuuming and be like, it's just soak up all the dirt. It's very dirty out here.
Yes. But anyways, we'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
Bye.